I don't have to introduce you. You're famous. How are you?
Good. Is my mic working? Everything okay?
Yep,
Everything's
sounds
fine.
great.
Okay, good.
Let me let me pin your video so it's not going back and forth. There we go. Yes, thanks so much for being here. Um, Marjorie's been very supportive of me over the years with EFL talks and everything, and I wanted to bring her on here and talk a little bit about the importance of teacher development and how we're just a little part of it, and talk about anything you want.
Well, sun shining here. Um, we'll see when we get the miserable November weather, but at the moment it's still sort of nice. Um, now, I was actually thrilled to be here on the 5th anniversary. It's amazing. I can remember when Rob mentioned this and the idea of putting together a presentation of only 10 minutes with 10 slides just seemed so doable. It didn't seem stressful in any way. Now, I realize that by the time Rob asked me 5 years ago, I was an experienced presenter. But for those who have not done a lot of talks or online talks, it is really a great format to know you have a minute a slide and you have 10 slides. So it helps people to structure their presentations. At the moment, I'm involved in the EVE TESOL Africa mentoring schemes to help African teachers, female teachers, learn how to give conference presentations. And I'm going back over all the old IATEFL and other tips on how to give presentations. And one of them is don't pack too much in. Don't try to do too much. And having something in this format where you are told you have 10 minutes and keep your slides to a minimum is a fantastic learning experience. So not only for those people who can log in and watch this as CPD, it's also for all those teachers that Rob has encouraged to take a chance, get out there and give your first talk. So that's one thing I want to say. It really is CPD for all. It's also specialized. We had a day on teacher associations. So for those who maybe hadn't gotten involved, but they got to learn about them. Women's Day, which was very important for many of us, on business, on reading, on young learners, e-learning, on the brain, heart, and intuition, on comedy. These are different topics that Rob has dealt with. And then we've had them for the regions, which is fantastic. So Rob must never get any sleep because he seems to be all over the world. We've had, for Ecuador, for Brazil, for Latin America, for different parts of Greece, for Central America, the Middle East, Africa, Puerto Rico, Russia, Italy, Caribbean, Poland, and Egypt. And these were, again, some of them were teacher associations like Nile TESOL or TESOL Macedonia Thrace or TESOL Greece. And in addition, there have been wonderful awareness raising and fundraising efforts. We had the ELT Talks for Puerto Rico and helped raise some money for people who desperately needed it there. So this is an amazing opportunity for teachers to help each other, to share ideas. It's presented in easy chunks. You can have a look at the program. For example, I already sent it on to my fellow mentors for our mentees for Africa because there's a presentation on giving a conference talk. So somebody can say, okay, I don't have all day, but I have 10 minutes or I have 20 minutes or I have an hour. And these easy chunks are so important. And then there are the recordings. And a big important thing to say, it's free. This is for so many people around the world. Even a small amount would simply be too much. So offering this for free is fantastic, encompassing time zones, which is great. And as I mentioned, the chance to present. So I have mentioned CPD in one of the talks I gave, which has actually become an EFL talk, which is Getting Unstuck. And I mentioned lots of other programs as well, but they're sponsored by people like the British Council, for example. Not all. We have the No Project with Judy Boyle in Greece, which is also sponsored by Judy and supported by EFLtalks. We have the Simple English videos from Vicki Hollett, which would fit into the comedy part very well as teaching English. But there are not that many that are really sponsored by basically one person, and that's Rob. And I think we owe a huge round of applause to EFLtalks and to Rob for doing this and for offering CPD for teachers around the world and that fantastic chance for all those new presenters to have a platform, a professionally run platform, I have to say. That's the other thing about this. So I can only say I'm really thrilled to be part of it.
Thank you so much. That's very kind. And you and I have talked about this a lot. That there's a lot we can do as professionals, and when we look out there, there's so many professionals that just don't have the advantages that we get. Right here, just for example, right here, last year, IATEFL Poland was 500 meters from my house. I got to go to this. You think of people living out in the countryside of big countries like Brazil or India or China or Russia, and it's a major expense to get to a conference, hotel, airfare,
Yep.
plus conference fees. And when I set out to do this, I've always said I want to keep it free, and a lot of people have offered, oh, well, we want to charge and we want to, make EFLtalks a moneymaker. That's not my intention. And I want this to be free. Everybody here is speaking for free. Like I said, there's my volunteers, that were behind me, and everybody is giving of their time. And so I want to say a big round of applause for all these teachers out there who have helped me, keep this dream going. You included. I'll tell you, once I got Marjorie, it was really easy to get a lot of people because I said, "Well, Marjorie Rosenberg's going to speak," and oh, okay, sign me up.
I thought because I recommended a lot of people and said you should get in touch with this one and this one and this one, and I assume that that's happening. That,
it is.
That people are recommending each other, and it's a wonderful way to, as I said, to break into this world of giving a talk. Can I ask how many speakers are there now? Do you know?
388
Wow,
officially. Um,
fantastic.
my goal was 400, but I wanted to get some more new teachers for this one. We'll get it with the next event, and we'll have 400 in 5 years.
Wow.
But 550 videos,
There it
which,
is.
yep, right behind me.
Oh yeah.
120 hours of stuff for free is
Yeah. It's fantastic. Absolutely. And Elton's as well recognize this. I mean, that's, this is so important. I really think that this is a super platform, and I can only recommend it to everyone I know.
great. And you do. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And,
Well, coming
you
up
know,
with ideas all the time. And every time when I was traveling, I would mention it. Like, oh, we could do an EFLtalks for this area, and yeah.
yes, you've been
Yes.
very good. And I know in your presentations now that you've supported EFLtalks
Yeah, of
in
course.
your CPD presentation.
Yeah.
And well, it's wonderful. And, people like you keep me inspired to keep working on this. And, if I can become half as good at helping others as some of you people are, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
So you're a great role model for many, and I'm very happy to have you on board.
Trying. Yeah, I think giving back is probably one of the reasons we become teachers.
Yeah.
That's all part of what we do. We're lifelong learners and we give back to the community. And that is what keeps us going. It's going to be 40 years soon that I'm doing this. So, and I'm still doing it.
Yep, you are.
And still enjoying it.
Well, this is it. We're a special breed of person that wants to, make very little money, work very hard, and give of yourself. And that's why I think, when I first came up with this idea, I was looking for a good date to start. And when I noticed it was World Teachers Day on October 4th, on October 5th, 5 years ago, I said, perfect opportunity.
Yes.
And so, for everybody out there who's a teacher who's watching, and we have a bunch of you on YouTube right now. A lot of you will watch the recordings. A great round of applause for all of us, and
Yes.
we deserve it. We've been through a lot with COVID, and hey, I think we're doing a damn good job. So, here's to us.
I agree. I totally agree. Well, I've got a few of them still marked for the day in between getting some other things done on my typical Sunday. And thank you, Rob. Thanks for asking me to come along today. It's
Uh,
always a pleasure.
thank you for being here. And I hope we can see each other again soon.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Marjorie.
Take care. Bye
Okay. You
bye.
too. Bye now.